let's move on to the Tennessee Titans. And Tennessee Titans fans are not going to like this graphic at all.
Uh-oh.
I am so sorry, guys. I mean, not a lot of additions. You got the big name in Bud Dupree. A lot of guys not on that team anymore. It's an unfortunate one.
I'm going to light into them.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, because I think that they were in a spot in a division that still has some teams falling down with the fall of Deshaun Watson and the Texans. We have yet to see the up-and-coming Jaguars yet, and you have a Colts team that's transitioning to a quarterback. Yes, I just talked up and gassed up Carson Wentz. There is a good chance that it may not happen. So Titans fans, for once in a long time, you are the one constant in that division that could take it and run with it, because we see so many different winners pop in and out. Colts one year, Texans one year, Titans the next, back and forth, all these 9-7, 8-8 bad years. Go out there, re-sign your guys, keep the band together, and just run Derrick Henry 2K to the ground and take it to the playoffs. Your defense got horrible. It was bad last year. It was bad last year. Yes, you signed Bud Dupree. I'm really high on Bud Dupree. I think it is really good.
I am too.
But $16 million, I believe.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It is a lot.
For a guy who got hurt in week 12, he is not going to be a contributor until midseason next year. Even if he's on the field, he is not going to be the same guy. He's going to need a little bit of time,
It's
guys.
the secondary, man.
Yeah.
It's the secondary.
I mean,
you lose Adoree Jackson, you lose Malcolm Butler, you lose Kenny Vaccaro. Kenny Vaccaro, I felt like, was a great system safety for what he was able to do for the Titans, too. It's sad to see that they couldn't bring him back for a hometown discount kind of deal. I understand why you cut Malcolm Butler. It's strictly saving dollars. I didn't have a problem with that. Adoree Jackson, though, was a guy, yes,
that was a dollar saver, too.
I understand the dollar saving things, but you're pissed off by some of the ways that he plays. He didn't amount to that 18th overall pick like you did, Titans. We can admit that. But you have to address a need and understand that you still have a need at that position. What are they going to do?
The issue for me is what are you adding? Like I don't
They're not.
Like, yeah, so it's like I don't.
In a year where the division's up in the air, not up in the yours to take, because it's already yours. So run with it.
Yeah. So
you lose Giannou, you lose your Corey Davis, you lose Adam Humphries as well. So who's your number two?
I don't know. Exactly. I don't know who their number two is. And look, Johnny Smith at tight end, they got some use out of Ferkshire, who they did bring back. Maybe the tight end position is going to be okay.
Delaney Walker's returning.
And I'm not gonna sit here and hate him for moving on from Johnny. He got a big payday at tight end, who was good but not great for the Titans. Okay, whatever. But like you lose all of these contributors on your defense, and you bring in one guy on the defensive line to make up for all of it. I'm sorry, I didn't come into the season saying like the defensive end is on draft needs, and I think it's a need for the Titans. I didn't think it was the biggest need. It certainly wasn't a bigger need than what cornerback is now. I don't get it. You move on from a Dennis Kelly, who he has some injury concerns. He has like a serious medical issue that I heard him talking about on our podcast once. That maybe there was some issue there. Maybe that had something to do with the cut. But you already totally whiffed on an Isaiah Wilson on your first round pick last year, which I'm not going to sit here and blame the Titans. They took a shot on the guy they believed could be a stud tackle, and off the field issues really brought him to. They had to trade him to the Dolphins. So it is what it is. There,
you see that work. I mean, look at the Titans with Jeffrey Simmons. You did the same exact thing,
and it worked out.
Home run.
So like, I'm not shitting on him for that. They've drafted fairly well overall. The 2017 draft isn't looking very good anymore, but overall they've drafted fairly well. But you just lost so many guys. You created so many needs that you need to fill up with in the draft. And it's not like they have a ton of draft capital. They have the picks they're supposed to have, but I mean, I don't get this. I don't understand the thought process.
And then going back to like what they have on the secondary that's left right now, Christian Fulton was a healthy scratch a lot of the games last year. I don't know whether that was just because you liked your depth or what you thought he was going to do in there, but he's going to have to step up in a big way. Then whoever they draft this year is going to be an instant step up and play kind of guy, because you have no other choice right now.
Yeah. And I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second for Titans fans.
Okay.
We don't know what the practices look like. Maybe Fulton is the dude and they believe in him and they're like, we're not going to pay Malcolm Butler and Adoree Jackson to do what we know Christian Fulton can do better. Maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe they like their depth at the tackle position. We don't know what these tackles look like. Like we don't know what their backup guard is looking like right now. We don't know. So maybe they feel confident in that. They don't even feel like they have to address Dennis Kelly. Maybe they feel like they're getting younger and better at that position. I don't know. I can't honestly tell you who their fourth wide receiver is or their fifth wide receiver is, and I should know that. We're talking about the Titans right now, so I'm sorry for my ignorance to Titans fans who probably know that are watching this. But maybe you believe in those guys. I don't know. To me, it looks like you made a lot of holes for yourself, but the Titans might have a plan. We have trusted this organization, and they have brought them in the right direction so far. I hope that they know what they're. I think they know what they're doing. I hope that their plan works out the way they want it to. I'll put it that way.
This isn't going to sink the ship. The Tennessee Titans are still a playoff caliber team. I was just prepped for them to really revamp this thing.
Yeah.
I looked at them in Buffalo, not in the way that they built their team the same, but in the same of they can make
a couple
the next
pieces
step.
away.
Yeah, going from divisional championship round to a legitimate, if they land the right moves, a legit Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
They have that potential, and I think they made it harder on themselves by making
they
these
did.
moves.
And I get that some of the cuts were to save money. Adam Humphries was an early cut because they knew he wasn't worth it. Vinny Vaccaro got a good payday, but safety is an easy position to replace, so I get it. And I love Vinny Vaccaro or Kenny Vaccaro. I'm not trying to shit on him at all, but safety in general in the NFL is a fairly easy position to replace. It just is. So I don't know, man. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful this doesn't sink the ship. To me, the AFC and conference in general has been so competitive. I mean, the Jaguars got a lot better. The Colts got a lot better. You're not gonna have to worry about the Texans. You're good there. So can you win their division? Maybe.
I think they can. I just wanted to see them.
If they can't, I mean, are you gonna be competing with the Dolphins, like the likes of the Dolphins, who should be taking another step this year? Are you gonna be competing with the Patriots? And I'm going like a tier down, like on purpose, right? I'm asking like, are you gonna be competing with the Browns and the Steelers? Like I don't know where they're gonna be compared to all the rest of the teams. Are they gonna be able to make the playoffs next year? I don't know. I think it's a question mark. And I hate feeling that way at this point in the season for a team that, I mean, I love the way they play football. I like watching the Titans every week. They're a fun team to watch.
I think they're in.
Yeah, you think they're in? Good. I'm glad somebody does. And again, I put all that out there. Anything else you want to say about the Titans? We see the draft needs. I think that you got to go cornerback if one of the top three are there. You could easily go tackle. It's a good year to need tackle, as we've said a bunch of times, and it's a good year to need wide receiver. That is another light at the end of the tunnel. You can get a wide receiver 2 in the second round, and he can produce your week 1, your year 1. So hopefully they're able to do that and replace some of these weapons that you lost. And I think that's the best way to put it.